Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Long time no see. But here I am, and I've recently watched this very popular movie on Netflix. It's called Ladies First, starring Sacha Baron Cohen, the GOAT, and Rosamund Pike, my absolute favorite. Those who know me know that Gone Girl is one of my most. I should look here. Gone Girl is one of my most favorite movies, and by the title of the movie, you might have guessed that this movie is about gender, uh, maybe a feminist movie. It's essentially a satire on gender roles, gender politics, gender privilege. But I found that at the heart of it all, this movie is about empathy and humanity. And let me explain this to you. So the story follows Damien, who is a higher up executive in this advertising agency called as Atlas, and one of the products that these guys work with is the Guinness beer. And Damien, he's one of the central characters of the movie. He openly admits that he's an asshole, but he's not your typical cartoonish villain of sorts. He is just another man. He can be a gentleman at times, and but he's just a man. And the thing that makes him an asshole, as he likes to call himself, I call him sweaty, as he likes to call himself, is that he is surrounded by women, but he is completely invisible to their existence around him. They are just background characters to his success. He has a mother, a sister at work, he has a PA, a receptionist, a talented colleague, a cleaner who comes in as an important character later, but these are just background characters, and he's just a man looking for the validation of his fellow men. The company that Damien is working for is in a predicament wherein they want to sort of increase the female representation on the board, and they also want to target the female customers in the market for their product. And in order to find a remedy for this solution, they hire a female executive, a creative director, Alex, who's played by Rosamund Pike. They get her on the board, and there is this very interesting boardroom scene in the movie wherein they are sort of having a meeting about how they would market their product, which is alcohol, for females. And the sole purpose of having Alex's character on board was to have her insights on how this marketing campaign would work. But this boardroom scene is very frustrating. At the same time, it is something that all of us have experienced. This boardroom scene, when the discussion happens, men are talking very assertively and confidently, affirming each other's ideas, speaking loudly, talking over each other. Every single sentence Alex's character says is cut off by another man. And nobody is intentionally hostile towards Alex, but they are just ignorant of her presence, and it is sometimes the dismissal which is more revealing than hostility. Another interesting observation of mine from this movie is how family is represented for both the primary characters. Damien's character's family comes into the picture a lot later, whereas Alex's story begins with her interaction with her daughter, and the filmmaker trying to explain her family dynamic first. I don't know whether this was intentional or not, but I see what you were trying to do there. If there are background noises around, I appreciate that you simply ignore them. I do not live on an isolated mountain. I live in a city densely populated by a lot of fellow human beings and other human avenues that make a lot of noise. I can't help it. But I do want to make this YouTube video. All of this is happening. Everything changes for Damien. The thing is that he hits his head on a pole and he wakes up in an alternate reality where the men and the women, they have exchanged seats with each other. The power remains the same. So women are in position of power. The world is ruled by female, but not in the sense that we understand a world that would be ruled by females would look like, but it's just an exchange of seats. So females are the patriarchal assholes in this alternate reality, and men are the one oppressed, which is interesting to look at. Now Alex is his boss. The receptionist that he was just kind to, was flirtatious with, is also an important executive in the company. He has to make these women feel happy. And the cleaner that I told you about, she's running the show. She is the ultimate boss. So it's fun to look at. What was actually fascinating, that this film simply did not take away Damien's status, they took away his visibility. Nobody is looking at Damien's intelligence, his capability, his merit as a person. He needs to look good in order to be noticed by the fellow females. Entire sequence where Damien sort of has figured his way around this world, and now he knows that he has to look good in order to be noticed, and there is an entire makeover scene, and it was so refreshing to watch that, a man having to focus uh, on his bodily appearance in order to be noticed by other human beings. There's this advice that his brother-in-law, who is sort of like his, I don't know, moral support in this movie, gives him: don't be too attractive, don't be too unattractive, just find the perfect balance. And that is sadly the reality for a lot of us females out there. The film's biggest strength was forcing Damien to experience problems that he never knew existed, because they were not a part of his world. So that was very refreshing to watch, and he got to see what the world looks like for an average female on an everyday basis. Movie is a great watch. It has a lot of limitations. As I said, this movie portrays a world where men and women have swapped positions, and it just portrays women as patriarchal assholes and men as the victim. And I don't think, I believe it in my bones, I don't think that matriarchy is the ultimate utopia. It is actually. But if there is a world that is ruled by females out there, it would not be us oppressing men. It would be a much better, kinder, considerate world, in my honest opinion. I don't think an ideal future is one where the genders exchange seats, exchange positions. It is a future where no one gender sits on the throne, and all of us just exist together and help to make our lives a lot more easier. The point of the film, this film is supposed to be a satire and not a real movie. It's supposed to show you a mirror to the reality, a distorted mirror, but a mirror nonetheless. This is just my blush. Things you have to do for being a female. At the end of the movie, I wasn't thinking about men versus women and women being better than men. I was thinking about how important it is to empathize with each other, how easy it is to overlook struggles that we do not experience due to our gender, our race, our privilege, our economical status, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, what matters is us being human to each other. Perspective changes when we are asked to sort of carry the weight of things we were not asked to so far, just because of the virtue of being us. I don't know if I'm making sense here or not. So Ladies First is a fun watch. It's just 1 hour 33 minutes long, so it's not going to take away a huge chunk of your life. It's just a fun watch, very observational, fun, refreshing. It's actually originally a French movie that has been adapted, and it's heavy-handed at times, which is good. I love the commentary. I loved watching. Sacha Baron Cohen is just a treat to watch every single time, and so is Rosamund Pike. Two powerhouse performers, and I would suggest that it is worth your time. So go watch it, and I'll see you the next time I see you. Ta-da!